the world division, let alone Europe. Danny Mancini, as ever, working the corner for Oktay Urkal. Spy in the camp almost, isn't it?
Well, he's very highly thought of over here in Germany.
And he loves coming here as well. Here we go, 12 rounds, of course, for this European Championship, held in the past by Britain's Dave Boy Green, Pat Barrett, that big puncher, Colin Powell, Terry Marsh, and Clinton McKenzie. The tricolour style colours of Magee, the black of Urkal. Magee naturally a counter puncher. Remember, he had Ricky Hatton down for the first time in Hatton's career in the first round of their sometimes dramatic fight in Manchester a year ago. And Urkal complaining to the referee about something there after Magee had got him with a sharp-looking punch.
Yes, Urkal just complaining. He thought it was a little bit low, that punch.
Gravel-faced Magee, product of some troubled, turbulent times in Belfast. Might he just be catching this Oktay Urkal at the right time? You'll hope so. There's a good focus about Magee for this one, just at a time when we were wondering whether he was going through the motions in his career a little. It was in the end a disappointing performance, I thought, against Hatton. Despite his early success, he seemed to go to sleep on the job a bit, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I think that's a problem for Magee. He's got to really push hard, and you're not going to be given anything here. You've got to go out and get it. But he does seem focused. He does seem as if it's something he really wants.
Decent start by Magee. Struggled with a southpaw last time, this Oktay Urkal. Won Salvatore Battaglia when he was really disappointing. I talked to one or two people around the Oktay Urkal camp, and they say sometimes he just trains as hard as he thinks he needs to for the job in front of him, which is a dangerous game. But since he fought Magee in the amateurs 10 years ago, he knows Magee's decent and apparently has put in the work for this one. So they say, anyway.
Well, Urkal will have come across all styles, southpaw orthodox in his very long career, both amateur and professional, and he's handled most of them quite well.
Already John Breen in Magee's corner saying, pick it up. They want a high tempo from him. Good work rate. Going with a good sharp right counter. Southpaw jab okay as well. Look at the fast hands of Urkal. Doesn't have much power. That cost him against Costa Zhu in his world title bid. Zhu in the end was able to get to him in the later stages of that one. Did go to points though. And Urkal showboating and jabbering at Magee at the end of the round for some reason or another. Magee's... He is a bit of a showboater, Urkal. He's known for it. In his amateur days, he held a win over Leonard Doreen, the very good WBA lightweight champion at the moment. That was 10 years ago in the European Championship, so this fellow's got a lot of ability. Make no mistake about that. Whether he can impose it is another matter. Magee of these two would be the harder hitter. But here's a point. If Costa Zhu, that big puncher, could not put a dent in Oktay Urkal, can Magee? It's doubtful, isn't it?
Yes, it is doubtful, but Magee, fighting out the southpaw stance might give him a few more troubles. Then combine that with punch power. It might be easier to get his shots on.
Bit of blood around the nose of Urkal. That was there in the first round. Just a graze more than anything else at the moment, I'd say. Stop. That was low. Box from the Turk. That's pretty good, that from Urkal. Two right hands. Crowd appreciating that. They like technical boxing here in Germany. They were always mad about Henry Masker, who to most eyes, was not the most exciting fighter you've ever seen. I don't think he'd have gone down that well in America, but here he was an absolute pin-up.
He was very, very popular, wasn't he? But Urkal is starting to bring the right hand in more in this round, and that's having an effect.
Magee not happy. There seemed to be a clash of heads on the inside. And I think he's got a cut, little cut, by the left eye, Magee. He's just struggling a little here with the speed of Urkal. Yeah, there is damage for Magee. He's got McWilliamson in the corner. Tired in the last 24 hours, I understand, so that was a good move. And he'll have work to do at the end of this round. He dabs away. Not happy, Magee, about that, the way that happened. I think he feels there might have been a bit of a butt on the inside from Urkal.
Well, he definitely wasn't happy, but it's noticeable Urkal starting to get his punches on, just starting to get in range. It hasn't took him long to get the distance right.
He's cut by the other eye, you know, Magee, as well, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a little bit of damage, too, by the side of the left eye of Urkal, who's dabbing away at that. Cuts for both eyes, Magee. That's confirmed now. So some early drama in this one.
Again, the speed was just a little bit better for Urkal in his round.
Natalis, yeah, I thought I was butted. We thought so too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely looked like a clash of heads.
Yeah, but was it deliberate? Magee thought it was.
Oh. Yeah, that looked pretty deliberate for me.
Yeah, that was a foul, and no two ways about it. He just brought the head up pretty cynically, and you can see the result, the cut eye. And I'm not sure what caused the other cut by the right eye.
Du darfst ihm keinen Angriff zulassen, er musste weg sein, ja? Los. Dann bin ich stolz auf dich. Okay.
Fact of the matter is, Magee's in trouble in this fight now.
Yes, he is. That's a problem, and that was bad from Urkal, who really did, you know, mean to do that.
Didn't go punished at all by the referee, Guido Cavalieri, who seemed oblivious to it, frankly. This is when Eamonn Magee knows he's not fighting on home territory. Round 3. Remember the black trunks of the defending champion, Oktay Urkal. He's got an awkward kind of style. I think there might be future clashes of heads in this as well. He goes in with his head quite low and then brings it up, Urkal.
Well, often happens here when you get a southpaw and orthodox together, you've got the two lead legs, you're facing each other on the arms, and that's where, you know, they get tangled together. They both leap in behind the jab.
With right hand there. Classic measure that against the southpaw. There might come a point here where Magee just really has to lay it on the line and really go for it. Is he prepared to go to that place? 31 now, Eamonn.
Also, does he have the skills and the speed to get to that place again?
Maybe he can land one of those crackerjack punches. Remember, it was a peach of a shot that put Hatton on the floor early on in their battle. Hatton went on to outbox Magee in that one. Good body shot from Magee there.
Well, he's just got to keep throwing these punches, try and bring the hands down. He's got to try somehow to slow Urkal down a little bit. He's 33 now, Urkal.
I think he's slapping a bit with the right hand as well, Urkal. Some of these punches, they're just with the inside of the glove, with the right hand when he works in close. I wonder if that's being picked up at all.
But he has got pretty quick hands, and I think that's the immediate problem that Magee faces.
Speed, big factor in this fight so far. But Magee's not out of it, not yet. And he's got a good cut man in McWilliamson in there, who's done his stuff often enough in the past. The counter-puncher Magee has got to be very careful about being counter-punched here. just a little out of range. And with a nice right to the body, Magee there. It could be, I wonder, the fact that he was butted, I wonder if that just might bring out a bit of fire in Magee.
Well, I think obviously he knows it's a bit more desperate, isn't it? You know, you're dealing with the cut as well as everything else.
Bit of bad feeling between the two fighters, no doubt about that. I think Magee's going to dish out a bit of dirt of his own accord. Atavin and Thrombin in the European title fights, as well as adrenaline. So they have more available to them in which to combat the cut men. Here comes the fourth round of this one. Magee with his back to you from the Ardoyne area of Belfast. This is a huge night for Magee, because I think his future as a top-line operator would be pretty much coming under question if he was to come a cropper here. It might be hard to find fights as big as this down the road again, or the Hatton one.
Yes, this is a big one. It's a great opportunity for Magee, and he's really got to show the fire and show how much he needs it.
Done a good job with the cut so far. It's going to be hard for him, if this goes the full 12 as well, to pick up the decision against a house fighter here in Urkal, who's very much at home. Only 90 miles down the Autobahn from Berlin, which is Urkal's base.
There's a couple of nice jabs from Magee landing there. He's really got to keep the work rate going all the time, Magee.
Occasionally Urkal looks a little uncomfortable and sends out the odd little distress signal. I just wonder if Magee can get in with a couple of heavy shots, whether he just might discourage Urkal. He looks to have a volatile temperament, the Turk.
Well, this could get a bit volatile, using the shoulder there, and the referee was straight onto that.
I'm sure Magee acknowledges that, but he's thinking, how come he didn't pick up the butt a couple of rounds ago then? Difficult for Magee, because he has to get in with his shots and then try to get away again, because Urkal's so fast with his counters. Champion's not doing a lot though at the moment in this round. He's gone walkabout.
Yeah, I think a few of these jabs have just upset him a little bit. He's not getting his rhythm, Urkal.
He's a good puncher. He was Commonwealth champion. Went through 5 defences. He holds a win, albeit a very disputed one, over Shane Neary. He's a top-line operator at this weight in recent years. He stopped John Thaxton in 6, Paul Burke as well. It's a good record Magee's got. A nice little right hand on the counter from him then too.
Yeah, and again, good work with the jab, following Urkal backwards.
Again, southpaw jab, Magee, good shot. And I thought he did more in that round, Magee, and had something to say to Urkal. Close at the moment, 5th round. And Magee, what a positive start here. Body shot seemed to trouble Urkal, but he comes out of it and holds his arms out as if to say, well, okay, but I'm not worried about that.
And then just taunting Urkal a little bit there for hitting with the inside of the glove.
Well, this now is becoming an extremely volatile affair. Magee's talking all the time. He says, I'm going to let you have some of this left glove in a minute.
But that's good, because what he's doing is he's stopping Urkal from boxing. Urkal just a bit wary about attacking now.
Well, I spoke to Magee last night, and I've rarely seen him as steamed up about a job as he was this one, and you're seeing it in there now. He wants this badly. Whether he gets it is another matter.
Well, this is boxing. It's not for soft guys. So, you know, he is a tough guy. Okay, he's got to go about his work and show he's the boss in there.
But this is a bit of the fire that we were wanting David Burke to show last week in his bid for the European lightweight title. He's making Urkal think that's a great right hand by the Turk, who then pulls a face at Magee, who I think the way this is going would quite happily take on this fellow in a street fight for nothing outside afterwards. I really do. It's a tasty one, this.
Good little spell for Urkal, just getting that right hand off. Damage to the right eye. That's just closed a little bit more now for Magee.
Yeah, I think there's a little fresh nick there. But I don't think Magee's going to worry about that. A sharp little counter again from Urkal. Fans in this excellent arena here, the Bordelandhalle in Magdeburg, are warming to this. I think they're intrigued by it. They can see the amount of feeling, the intensity in there. I hope that right eye isn't going to close up for Magee. Could do without that.
Well, Urkal has picked it up now in this round and starting to land with those good quick rights time and time again. And Magee needs to start throwing punches out.
That right eye is a lot worse of Magee's, and it is closing. It's not closed at the moment, but it might. Now there's a headlock from Urkal, who gets warnings from the Italian referee about some naughty stuff on the inside. Again, the hand speed of this stylist. You can see why they called him Cassius, can't you?
Oh, you can see he is a bit erratic, but he's got very good skills and excellent hand speed.
His round, I think. And they hired Mick Williamson last night.
Well, always a good idea. There's the damage in the corner of the eye. In a bad place.
All right, you're going to have to go for it. All right? Yeah.
No, you heard what Mick Williamson said there. He thinks the cut will not hold out because he said to Magee, you're going to have to go for it. Doesn't say a lot in the corner, Mick. He usually does his work, but there was a message. And I'm sure Magee heard it.
Yeah, I think that's just showing the damage that is there, and maybe the thought that, you know, if that gets any worse, the referee will stop this. So he's got to try and take it up. I'm sure he will try and do that, Magee.
Oh, there's a low blow with the right hand from Magee there. Urkal doesn't like that. It was low. I tell you what, it's all happening in there. Magee comes over and winks at Glenn and I, as if to say, look, I'm getting butted. There's all kinds of stuff going on there, and I'm going to dish it out too. Once more with feeling, gentlemen.
Well, he can't let Urkal have all his own way. You know, he's fouled. He's got to, you know, make a stand in there.
Big body shot from Magee, who needs to wrap him up. Try to make this a brawl. Heads banging together again. But this Urkal's been around, amateur and pro. I don't think this is going to damage his concentration. This is no kid.
Magee landed a good little short left hand there, just as Urkal came out. And I think what Magee's trying to do is the right thing. He's trying to upset the style, just, you know, make him go more erratic, make him make mistakes.
Again, the speed of Urkal. Magee has to be careful he doesn't come in too much in a straight line. There has to be a little bit of lateral movement, some clever use of angles, otherwise he will get picked off.
Yes, he's got to keep that head moving as he comes in, just roll his shoulders.
This is a rattling good effort, I think, though, from Magee so far. Even if he loses this, he's given it plenty.
Yes, he showed what he's made of so far in this fight.
By the way, one of Urkal's best wins was against Mikhail Krivalopov. You might remember him, the tough Russian who took Hatton 9 rounds. Urkal outpointing him. It's good, left hand, Magee. Sometimes hitting gloves, mind you, with him. He's quite clever defensively too, this Turk, who's ranked number 3 in the world by the IBF and WBO, 4 by the WBA and WBC. But you look at the independent list, and he's not often in the top 10. So somebody's wrong. Well, he's a world-class light welterweight, no doubt about it.
I think he'd give anybody a tough fight. This is a a very fast, very experienced performer.
And a bruising, literally, and ill-tempered but intriguing fight. And the crowd here are enjoying it. I must say, Urkal, oh dear, you can feel that from here. Well, I'm glad you can't, actually.
That was a low one. He just followed that up as well and got a good body shot on. The referee was trying to separate them.
Jetzt ist doch sicher. Du hast es doch vom Gefühl
It's amazing nobody's had a point deducted in this, isn't it?
I know, it is. They're a bit anxious in that corner. I think that the body language stays in.
I think he's winning the fight, Urkal. I've got him a couple of points ahead at the moment, but I think that they don't think this is done and dusted by any means.
They know it's a tough contest, and they know they're going to have to keep working because they know how fired up Magee is.
Coming up here is round 7 of this one, second half of the fight. Remember, judges from Belgium, Russia, Finland will be scoring this should it go the full 12 rounds. It's a question at the moment of whether Magee's eyes hold out that long.
Well, that differed with Fury on one of the rounds. I just cutting up my cord, and I've got this fight level.
Right.
So I've got Magee right in there.
So he'd scored one different. Yeah, well, it's open to argument, isn't it? Close-ish, these rounds. They are open to different interpretations. Sure, the judges have got it a bit different as well. But I don't think Magee can expect many favours here on a Wilfried Sauerland promotion against a Wilfried Sauerland fighter.
It's so important, I think, that Magee keeps his work rate up because Urkal just gets some success with that right hand. Got to try and avoid that punch, Magee.
I wonder if Magee can find one of those nice right hooks of his at some point. He stopped 19 of his 24 victims. Magee, that's a high percentage. His only defeats against Teddy Reed early in his career in America. Paul Burke, a daft decision, that one. Thought he won it and won it clearly, didn't get it. And the defeat by Hatton, which was fair and square.
Good right hand from Urkal, and the crowd applauded that.
But Magee is trying to take this to Urkal. Whips in the left hand there. There's another lowish one. Urkal looked at the referee and didn't get any assistance this time.
It's important for Magee to throw the punches in clusters. He is trying to do that.
I wonder if he can find one humdinger. He does have the power, Magee. But I think Urkal's got a good chin. You don't do everything he's done in this business without it. Good left hand. Again, Urkal just goes on his bike again after that. He doesn't like to work the whole 3 minutes.
Well, that one definitely registered, that one, Ian. That was a good left hand from Magee.
Just one punch from Urkal, and back comes Magee into the inside of the glove about that work. Enjoying this, aren't you?
I am. He's just starting to slow Urkal down a little bit, although that right hand was quick enough.
Yeah, well, I think he knows when he's moving into the last stages of the round, like the old pros do, Urkal. Leave a few things in the minds of the judges as they're about to make up their mind about how to score the round. Oldest trick in the book. But I think Magee won that round, for me anyway. Well, close-ish. Whether the judges are seeing it that way, I don't know. But for once, they seem to have just stopped talking. There's been a meaningful dialogue, as they say in political circles, all the way through this, and it hasn't been about the single currency, has it?
It hasn't, and I think it registered. You can just see how bad that cut is. A little, almost like a half moon. But McWilliams doing very good in stopping the bleeding.
I hope you're not settling down for a late pizza at home while you're watching that. That's a bad cut. He's earning his money again tonight, isn't he, Mick?
Stop.
I think he'll want a first-class ticket back on the plane tomorrow. Round 8 for the European light welterweight title. Remember, Urkal beat Magee on points 10 years ago in the World Championships in Finland. Urkal went on to win the bronze medal at those championships. Magee says that Urkal did a runner in the last round, went ahead.
Well, I think the crowd sense this is close. They're trying to drum up some motivation, I think, a little bit for Urkal.
There's just a little sense of Urkal looking to pickpocket this, working maybe for a half of each round with his flashy, fast punches. And that might be all he needs to do, realistically, as well.
Well, he doesn't know how to win, and win in Germany. He's only got one loss now, is when he travelled away against Costa Sioux.
Another guy who's beaten Urkal is Pablo Sarmiento, well known to British fans because he beat Billy Schwer late in Billy's career, it has to be said. Also a win and a loss against Michael Ayers. Beat Gary Ryder as well. But Urkal looked after Sarmiento okay. Just as you'd think he would, in fact.
Well, he's beaten Magee to the punch in this one. It is hit-and-run tactics, but they're working for him.
It's the bull-matador equation again, a little bit. He's having to try to take it to Urkal, but in doing so, occasionally plays into his hands. But Magee does have to try and impose himself. He can't lay on the ropes as he did against Hatton and just look for counter punches, because it wouldn't happen for him.
That's right. He's got to go out, go looking for Urkal, and keep up a very good tempo and a good work rate. And that's difficult. It's not really his way.
I'd describe Magee as a fringe world-class light welterweight. The WBC see him at number 14 at the moment. It's probably about right. But he's giving a real old argument here to Oktay Urkal. There's not a lot between them. Different styles, of course. Again, they talk. There's a leer on the face of Magee, who said that when he was a kid, he only had to go to the street corner in Belfast if he wanted to fight.
Well, there would have been plenty there when he was a kid.
Much more mellow, mature character these days, Magee, and although he looks a bit poker-faced, he is quite a good laugh if you get him privately away from fights, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's something of a character. But he hasn't done enough in this round. He's waited for Urkal to come in, and Urkal has done just that.
He mustn't go to sleep on this, Magee, as he wants to carry this on. I'll tell you what, he would. He'd fight this fellow again for nothing, I think. At the moment, anyway. But that's Urkal putting one in the bank, I think. Keeping himself in front, I would suspect, on the cards.
I'm not sure exactly what he can do, Urkal. You know, just change the tactics of it in and out. Magee, not really good like that. He needed, you know, Magee needs to pick it up.
4 Runden noch, Mensch. Wieder zumachen. Du willst dir doch Schnelligkeit überlegen. Der kommt noch mal. Bob. Aus, wenn er kommt, haust du ab. Du, halt das durch, du machst zu viel Zirkel zwischendurch. Schmeiß doch rein.
Very hard working Oktay Urkal in training for this fight, by all accounts. We saw him come back in the hotel covered in sweat yesterday with a towel around his head. I wonder if he'd been struggling to make the weight a little bit. He'd been working pretty hard by the look of it.
No speak, Magee, no speak. No speak, eh? Okay.
Now then, what can Magee find down the stretch here? Round 9. Remember, no Irishman has become a European champion at this 10-stone weight. Magee has only had one fight since they lost to Hatton a year ago. That was a stoppage win in 5 against Alan Bosworth. The referee saying to both boxers at the start of the round, no speak, okay?
Well, it's his job trying to keep the tempers down a bit and keep order in there.
I should think there's been less talking at some cabinet meetings than they've had in there. But I think Magee's one of those fighters who may be at his best fighting angry.
I think he has to be. That's the sort of his style. That's the sort of person he is. He needs to pump himself up. Can't afford to be relaxed.
Good right hand again from Urkal there.
Grin and growl from Urkal as he landed that right hand.
He's really quite clever at finding little angles for his punches, and they do travel at a fair old velocity. It's hard to slip them, in other words. You could see how he might have given Costas Ewer a few nightmares along the way.
Well, you see how he'd go the distance. He's difficult to pin down, isn't he? Good skills, Urkal. You see how he did so good as an amateur.
Yeah, it looks difficult to nail cleanly. Much to the frustration of Magee. We may just need to find an extra dimension from somewhere here now. The left hand is a fair shot from him.
Well, just dabbing at his eye a little bit there, Urkal. I wonder if there's some damage. Can't see yet.
Did it again too,
yeah.
As he double pumped the jab, Magee. Good little spell for Magee as he gets him with the left. Now, can he build on that?
Well, he needed to pick it up in this round because he's been pretty quiet.
No knockdown so far, but no shortage of incident in what's often been a dirty fight. But once Urkal is made to miss by a long way, and Magee just smiles at him across the ring, knowingly. There's a bit of history between these two, and it goes back for 10 years. Good crowd in tonight as well. They sold out the 8,000 tickets in 3 hours once they knew Sven Oktay was on this show tonight.
Well, that's a measure of his popularity. Really likable guy, Sven Oktay.
Ausspucken. Ausspucken.
Oktay
Drinken.
appearing top of the bill, and Urkal with cuts damage of his own in his fight to contend with.
Stand still, stand still.
He had a plaster on that nose, by the way, last night.
Hold still,
We
hold
saw him
still.
around the hotel, and he seemed to start with that tonight too.
Yes, he did. I think that was a sparring injury that he just picked up a couple of days ago.
Arbeiten die Chance. Hast du gehört? Arbeiten.
10th round for the European light welterweight crown. Oktay Urkal, as he calls himself. He was born in the year that Cassius, then Muhammad Ali, was making a comeback.
That was a decent right hand from Urkal, just pushing Magee back on his heels.
Right eye of Magee's now turning purple, and it is closing. And I just wonder whether a little of the belief is draining away from Magee in this fight. He's an old pro, and he probably knows that he's going to have to win this big to get it here. He has to keep believing he can do it, doesn't he?
He does. He can't stop that. It's all about belief and work rate. He's always got the chance, whenever there's a second in this fight, to land one of those big punches.
It's just been that impression of Urkal nicking the rounds away from Magee. But I don't think it's that wide.
No, I don't think so. I've only got 1 point in Urkal's favour.
I've got it by 2 to him.
Falling short with that combination, and it's a good right hand from Urkal.
Hard work for Magee at the moment. Just lost a little bit of the drive he had maybe 2 or 3 rounds ago. Seems to have just slowed up slightly.
Well, that eye will be giving him problems. Ian, you know, when it starts to swell like that, he's obviously not seeing the right hand because he's getting hit more and more with that straight right.
Attention there when Urkal looks like he's auditioning for some kind of dance routine down at the disco. So light on his feet, so sprightly alongside Magee, who operates centre ring and just occasionally is being made to look a little plodding by the talented Turk in front of him.
Trying to get the combinations going, Magee, but it's the raid tactics from Urkal, in and out. Quick 1-2 and away.
He's clever too. Look at the lateral movement, dodging this way and that, never letting Magee get set. And then he gets in with another lowish looking one, Magee. And he's counting. That is a standing count here, the referee. Well, I thought for a moment he was pulling up Magee, but he seems to have delivered a standing count. There was no knockdown, unless he touched down on that far side with the gloves. He may have done. He may have done. We need to look at that again.
Well, we'll see it here. Just pushing forward. Not really a punch.
Yep,
he does touch down, but he just seemed to fall into Magee, didn't he?
Touchdown with the right glove, and the ref gave a count there, and that could be important. If they're going to score that a 10-8 round, I can't think they would.
No, I don't think they will. I mean, he did go down his knees. Referee straight in, right on top of it, but
it was pretty confusing. I hadn't seen on the far side of this big ring that he had just touched down momentarily, but he did. Well, do you score that 10-8 or 10-9? Sometimes the judges go by the letter of it, and they'll chalk down 10-8, which could be important for Magee. He'll have certainly won the round.
yeah, well, I disagree. I give Urkal the round, and then with the, I didn't think the knockdown, otherwise 10-10.
That's a harsh reading from Magee's point of view. He scores a knockdown and you score it level.
I didn't think it was a really good shot. I thought he just fell into him, to be honest.
Yeah. But the ref did rule it as such, so I guess the judges have to follow him. It's a controversial one, debating point anyway for later. 11th round this. Magee needs a big finish. He's having trouble with his shorts, Urkal. They're slipping down below his protector. Either that's riding up or the shorts are falling down. The elastic's gone. Either way, it's discomforting him somewhat.
Well, they might have gotten some confidence from that, whether it was knocked down or not, Magee, and that should just make him pick it up a little bit. He needs to now. There can't be that much in it. He's still got to feel he's got a chance.
And he might have too if he can finish big here. John Breen in the corner. Will be waving him forward. Bernardo Chaker, the other usual corner man for the Breen team, didn't make the trip here because of some passport problems, which is a shame. Quite an intriguing battle, this one. It's a fair old effort from Magee, but is it going to be enough? Good right hand and left hand too from Urkal. The old speed again doing the trick for him. And then away again.
When he wants to, and he really can rattle those fast punches off, can't he?
This is like a sort of irritating wasp buzzing around Magee in a summer back garden. Oh, heads again, cracking together on the inside. Been a rough half of the fight. What a great job Mick Williamson's done on those cuts to keep Magee in this as well. Come to me, says Magee. Shall we dance? That's one for the end of year boxing party, isn't it?
Again, the heads clash, but
comic interlude in the middle of a rough fight. And 1 round to go. Is Magee coming back at Urkal here?
Well, I think those flashy combinations that he gets up when he rocks the head about, they're the ones that the judges are going to notice.
Ja, Führungsamt ein bisschen mehr bringen. Ja? Und die rechte ganz stolz von hier bringen. Ja?
Letzte Runde, kein Risiko.
It's close-ish, isn't it?
Yes, it is still close. He's really worked hard, Eamonn Magee. Wants a very tough fight against a good performer.
Using the old ends well, McWilliamson. All's well that ends well.
Well, he needs a very, very big round to hit him in the corner, seeing that he's got to go and do something pretty special.
This is the 12th and last round, almost reluctant touch of the gloves between these two, who are definitely not on each other's Christmas card list. Hard fight though, both of them deep down will respect what the other man brings. Well, these are professional fighters, and it's a big championship on the line at this latest stage of both men's careers. Both the wrong side of 30. Magee just has to put this last one in the bank, doesn't he? Because, you know, we're saying close-ish, but Urkal's at home, and realistically, you'd have to say he's going to get it, isn't he? If it's anything like close.
Yeah, that's what you'd certainly think. So he's just got to go out there and try and win the round. That's all he can do, Magee. Hope he can land a big punch.
Walked onto one a little. Urkal waves him in again at him. Now Magee here might just have to try walking through walls for a moment in the hope of landing a huge punch. Or he might just feel he needs to win the round and then see where the music takes him when it comes to the scorecards.
Well, you know, looking at it one way, and he's been the one that's been trying to make the fight. He's the one that's come forward all the time.
Let back, okay? Let back, let back.
Still bad feeling. They talk to each other there.
One amazing thing is, amid all this cuts damage, the referee's shirt is still a pristine white. What detergent is he using then? Magee again snarls at Urkal, who once more is on his bike and looks quite glad that this might only be 12. Magee's given him a really rough, tough, hard challenge.
Well, Urkal might think he's got enough points in the bag, because he's not going out there to try and win this one. He's going out there to move and keep out the way and just try and get through the last.
Like he thinks he's got it in the bag anyway.
Like he thinks he's done enough.
Quite smart on the counter there. And again from Urkal. Magee can't nail him. It's like trying to catch a fish with a tuning fork, isn't it, almost? Trying to get this guy and line him up for a shot. He's definitely just decided to go on his bike in the last round, Oktay Urkal. And he is frustrating Magee, who's chasing. He turned his back on him then. There goes the bell. Urkal thinks he's won it. Magee looks at us for signs of hope. I think that Urkal just did enough, on my card anyway, to get that. And I think at home, realistically, he is going to get it. The two of them touch gloves. But I tell you something, Eamonn Magee, if he has lost that, has lost nothing in defeat for me.
He hasn't. He showed an awful lot in that fight. That was good work against a very good fighter in Oktay Urkal. They smiles at each other now. But I think Urkal, for me, just hung on, give away the last round to Magee, and I've got Urkal by 1.
Just how I've got it, by a completely different route to you, incidentally, Glenn. But yeah, our feeling is that Urkal has just done enough to hold on to his title. It wasn't quite enough from Magee. against a talented, classy operator. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised when we hear the judges' scorecards if they've got it ridiculously wide for the champion. That often happens.
That's right. Wouldn't be surprised. All smiles in Urkal's corner.
Well, Magee wonders if he might get lucky here. I remember being with Colin Jones once in Reno, Nevada, when he fought Milton McCrory. Even they thought they'd lost the fight, and they got a draw out of it.
Meine Damen und Herren, wir kommen zum Urteil. Let's go to the scorecards here. Philipp Verbeke aus Belgien hat den Kampf gesehen, 116-112, 116-112. Alexander Kalikin aus Russland hat gepunktet 115-112. Und Esale Tosari aus Finnland 116-112. Ein einstimmiges Punkturteil und weiterhin Europameister im Halbwelter.
Urkal has got it by 4 points twice and 3 points on the other card. Maybe that's a little harsh on Eamonn Magee, but I don't think he can complain about that. But it was a good, fiery effort from him.